Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. Super excited. And today we're going to be diving into something that has the potential to change your life. Yeah. Change your relationship to your body, change your relationship to your pleasure, to your sexuality forever. I'm so happy that you're here, and please do keep engaged. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know what's attracted you to this course, and please ask your questions. Today's the day for you. And if you've been feeling like your desire been dying, maybe you've decided that too old and this is how it is now. Sometimes we feel like in long-term relationships, right? This is it. And there's nothing more possible. This is how it is, yeah? And there's no more desire, no more passion. And you might be feeling that there's something broken inside of you. And that's really sad. And maybe you had past negative sexual experiences and you feel like this is it. Nothing more is possible for me. And I want you to know that you're not alone and that nothing is broken. That here we're going to be awakening our sexuality. And I know that after 40 is our prime time. That's when we start to connect to ourselves on a much deeper level, and much more is possible for us. This is the time where we can start experiencing intimacy that really touches our hearts, that melts our hearts, that delights our soul, and feels really fulfilling. So let me know if you're with me in this. And I've got your comments here, so please do use the chat. It'll be so nice to see you engaging with me and asking your questions. And yeah, I'm Tarisha, and I've been guiding women for the last 14 years on how to unlock the power, the beauty of their sexuality, of their desire. And also, I've worked with lots of couples on how to create more fulfilling intimacy. And I see time and time again that the older we become, the more it's possible for us to experience intimacy that really touches us, that really fulfills us. So I know it's possible for you. So this is the first of the 4 trainings, and we're going to do them on alternative days, every second day, right? And this is the training to really unlock your sexual energy. And I know it's right within you. And also to understand why midlife is actually a window, a doorway into your deeper pleasure, deeper connection. And you can start to feel confident, sexy, and turned on by life, by your partner, by yourself. So it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. And this is training number 1. And we're going to look today at awakening to your second adolescence. And I know that some of you might feel like, our first adolescence was so rough and tough that we don't want to go the second time at it. But actually, what I know is that now we know ourselves so much more. Now, awakening to our sexuality can really be a pleasurable journey. That's because now you're a wise woman. You have your life experience. You have the support. You can speak out. You can have so much more information. So the second adolescence is actually much more pleasurable, yeah, much more fulfilling. It's awakening to the beauty that's within you. And that's where we're going to go today. How to unlock the sexual energy that is right within you. How would that be for you? And I'd love to share with you this story of this woman, Faye. And she went through such a transformation. And I want to share the story with you so you can see what's possible for you. Because so many women stop themselves, we stop ourselves. And I'd love you to feel this opportunity that more is possible for you. Because that's where the problem starts to happen, because we settle for less. We start to accept intimacy that is not quite fulfilling. We stay stuck. We start to feel like, well, younger years have passed. What can I expect now? And we don't feel that we can really feel fulfilled, feel really happy, and being cherished in our relationship. And then we settle for less. So I'd love to share with you this story so you can start feeling inspired to know that this is actually possible for you no matter your age, shape, or size. So here we go to Faye.
My sexuality had been very shut down, not being able to really express myself fully and not enjoying myself enough and doing what my partner wanted and not really feeling able to ask for what I wanted. I just knew that my sexuality was an area that for my whole being needed to be unraveled, for my whole expressive existence. I knew and know the connectedness of sexuality with everything else, and how much I've shut myself down in all areas. That coming out of that is huge. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. A real sense of reconnecting with the body itself, coming alive into it, having that aliveness come up and affect everything, and what effect that has on my relationships, my sense of myself, what I'm able to do or contribute. The sense that this is what it's really like to be fully human. The loss of that is contributing to everything that's not working here on earth, what's not working in my own life. I just see that every aspect of who I am and what I'm doing or want to do, the potential's so much bigger from doing this work, and I'm feeling that bigness in this work. And what we're experiencing working with you is boundary breaking, not just personally but culturally. Huge. Yeah, it's huge. Celebration or excitement, this new sense of being more of who I am, more honesty, actually. Yeah, more willingness to just say what's going on with me where I wouldn't have done that before. Having relationships and interactions that are meaningful and real all the time rather than some of the time. I know I'm answering my needs for connection in a different way because I don't want inauthentic connection now. That sense of wholeness, which I didn't have before doing this work, from the feet up, from the ground up, feeling my whole being as a sexual being. Yeah, a totality rather than something just in one part of my body, shut away for certain occasions. Or yes, more ease, more comfort, more relaxation, more joy. Yeah. It's bringing more of myself to everything. So it's that bigness again, bringing a more total version of me to both myself and others. Wonder, more magic, more possibility.
So how would that be for you? And as you hear Faye, and she really went through that process of sexual awakening, of deeply connecting to her body. Yeah. So imagine how would that be for you, and how it is to actually listen to her, to know that it's possible, that it's never too late. And that's what I see. Women often decide it's too late for me. Or maybe that pleasure is selfish. And we're going to look at, in the next training, we're going to look at the myths around female sexuality so we can tackle it. And so I've spent last 14 years helping women to reclaim their sensuality, transform their intimate lives. And you know that feeling, that confusion, the frustration, the self-doubt that you might have, I've seen it in so many women's, no matter our background, our relationship status. And I really get it on the personal level too, how we can start to feel really shut down in our sexuality. And where I'm coming from, my story is that as a child, I was sexually abused. And so late in my life, when I was married and I had a beautiful husband, I actually couldn't feel the beauty of my sexuality. I couldn't feel connected to my sexuality. And I was working as a chartered accountant, and I felt very restricted in my body. And I felt like sex was something kind of dirty, was something that I have to do rather than something for me, something that I enjoy. And so I really had to go through a process of uncovering my past traumas and really connecting to my own beauty, connecting to my sexuality, so I could open my heart, my body to love. And now the way I experience intimacy with my partner, it feels so beautiful. It feels so nourishing, so fulfilling. And it feels like my whole body just starts to vibrate with love. Yeah, starts to vibrate with this deep feeling of everything is okay. And there's this expansiveness. Yeah. And it makes the experience for me, it's like we're making love physically in the body when we're together. And coming from where, I am, it's like, it's amazing how far I've gone. And I know that it's possible for you. I know that no matter where you're at right now, it's actually possible for you to experience deeper sexuality, experience the beauty of your sexuality, the power of your sexuality, yeah? And that's what we're focusing on today. Nothing is broken. So just a little bit about me, yeah? Why you listen to me? And that to keep you safe, yeah? So I'll just share a couple bits about me that I've done enough, and I've done my master's thesis on the power of group work for female sexual empowerment. And that's why I love working with groups of women. And just on Sunday, I had a live group in Pearson, and I love teaching women in group environment because I see the power of it. And I'm trained in Hakomi somatic psychotherapy. I'm trained in emotionally focused therapy for couples and sacred sexuality. And also I'm certified in woman-centered coaching and facilitation. And so I've done quite a bit to ground myself to be able to support women, because I know we can have a lot of past negative experiences. We can feel quite hopeless. And from all the trainings I've done, from all the work I've done, I know it's possible for us to create something more beautiful in our intimate lives. Yeah. And it's beautiful to see that, yeah, you're here. Yeah, I can see that you want to have deeper intimacy. Yeah, more connection with your body and your sexuality. Beautiful. Yes. And so today what you'll learn, and in all these 4 trainings, we're going to have a training every second day. You'll learn how to reignite your desire, even if you've been numb for years. You also uncover the hidden barriers and realize the myths that have kept us stuck. Yeah. And we'll do a bit of experiential work as well. By the end of this whole training, you're going to understand what's actually happening and what's possible for you. And really stepping into the possibility is so important. It's hugely important. If only this piece you get, right, from this whole 4 days, that it's possible for you, I'll be so happy, because once you know it's possible, you're going to make the steps forward. You're going to make it happen. Yeah. And so right now, I wonder if you just check in with yourself. Yeah, where are you at right now? And what could be happening in your life right now? Could be that you love your partner, but intimacy feels like an obligation. Yeah, you might be avoiding looking at yourself in the mirror. You might feel like my body is changing and I really don't like myself. Quite often women feel like my body is against me. Yeah, you might start to feel invisible. And I hear it time and time again. Once we grow older, women start to feel invisible because in our society, right, in our culture, the youthfulness is valued. And when we grow after 40, right, 40, 50, 60, women can start to feel like I'm kind of something shutting down and people are not paying as much attention to me. And maybe you've told yourself, this is just a natural process. I'm just aging and this is the natural process. And now I can't connect to my pleasure and my best years have passed. So I wonder which one, kind of, what do you relate to and where are you at right now? And again, I'll share this story of this woman with work. Things really changed for her. Yeah. So I'll share the screen with you and I hope you're going to see the screen.
There's a sense of security that I've acquired deep within myself. I've empowered myself even more now than what I have ever known I could do with the help of you and the other ladies that were in the course. I don't have butterflies in my stomach talking about different things with my partner anymore. I open up way more readily and we just enjoy being in that space. I've become softer inside towards my partner. I think it's helped us immensely. It has definitely helped us to form a bond that we didn't have before. We talk about things that never entered our minds prior to doing your course. We've both had a couple of sessions with you together, which also has been amazingly helpful. Definitely more open, more trusting each other more to share what we've wanted to say for the past 3 or 4 years since knowing each other. Now we know we're in a safe haven to be able to do that without any judgment or whatever there was before I joined your course. So jointly, it's been brilliant. We've really enjoyed it. I think that the investment was so worthwhile. I'm thinking about that little prison cell in my heart that I was opening up quite often through the course. It's, wow, I can do this now. I don't have to hide in that prison cell anymore. Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling, to be honest. My heart's just a lot softer and freer and more willing to open up to things. After doing the course, I felt radiant inside. I felt as though I had blossomed into a new flower. I'm just more accepting of myself and of others. Before I joined your course, I was putting a lot of my qualms down to menopause, which in reality is an excuse, because we can all get ourselves out of situations that we think we're in if we put our minds to it and our hearts as well. I grew to realize that the menopause wasn't a factor. It was more about me and how I was dealing with things internally. I'd gone on HRT. That's helped, but it's not helped immensely. I don't have time is not really relevant nowadays. I know that I can put 10 minutes aside for myself if I really wanted to. So
Wow.
yeah. Nobody else can do that for me. You cannot do it. My partner cannot do it. I have to do that.
So that's a beautiful story, huh? Yeah. And like notice how it is. How would it be for you as you listen to Lenny? Yeah. How would it be for you to actually experience deeper intimacy, to know that it's possible? Yeah. That it's not too late. Yeah. So you can just put the Q&A and I can read you. Yeah, I can see, yeah, in 50s and it doesn't feel good anymore. I also don't have stamina or energy I used to. And so for that, my comment would be, how would it be if we really slow down and actually go to a place where sex nourishes us? Yeah, that where it feels intimacy feels nourishing and soft and opening, yeah, and heart melting, that we don't need to have stamina anymore, yeah, that our bodies are changing and we really need to adjust the way we're making love so it does fulfill us. So the desire doesn't die with age, yeah? It's not a natural thing, yeah? And the thing is, our clitoris is actually the only organ that doesn't age. So we always can access pleasure. Just like take it in, yeah? Clitoris doesn't age. Yeah, we go through menopause, we can't have babies anymore, but we always connected to our sexual desire. Yeah, it's our relationship that changes, what we need changes. And your brain is rewiring in midlife, right? And after. So we're becoming more attuned to what we need, to what we desire, to what we want. And hormonal shifts, they don't just shut down our pleasure, yeah? But they open new pathways to a new way of being, to a new eroticism, yeah? To a new way of doing intimacy. So we're rewiring our whole system after midlife. And that's why I call it our second adolescence. And there's a lot of research done that shows that a lot of women after 40 go through second adolescence where they start to learn more about their sexuality that they never had time before, that they never had the knowledge, the support to go through. So it's a beautiful time and we really need to start learning about ourselves, put everything aside, whatever you've learned up till now, and actually, what turns me on now? Yeah, what's working for me now? Studies really show that after 40, women can experience way greater levels of intimacy, of fulfillment, of emotional connection. And if you're attracted to men, I know that men, their hormonal balance changes as well, and they start to want more emotional connection. Yeah, like when they're 20s, 30s, it's quite physical sexuality for them. But after 40, 50, for men, it changes. They want emotional connection and fulfillment, just as we do. Yeah, so we're really at good time. So your body is not betraying you, it's transforming. And the problem is that no one taught us how to navigate the transition. So this is not the ending, this is the portal to your more radiant self, to your more turned on yes, when you're connected to yourself, when you know yourself deeply. Because you don't want fast food anymore, right? You want lovingly prepared meal in a very loving atmosphere. It's very important. The context is very important. The set is very important. And yeah, thank you. Rhonda is saying my libido is at 72 is stronger than ever. Yeah. But I've limited access because I'm ashamed of my body size and wrinkles. Yeah. And that's where, right, we really need to start accepting our changing bodies and allow ourselves to feel pleasure. Allow ourselves, because pleasure is deeply healing. Pleasure is so important. And so this is the shift that I'm inviting you into. The shift for today, if we can really kind of sense into yourself, how would it be that sexual awakening in the second adolescence? That's where we're at. We're going to flip the narrative because we've been fed a toxic lie that aging means decline, that menopause, after menopause, our sexual desire goes away. There's no aliveness, there's no desire. The truth is, this phase of life, it's not the ending, it's initiation into something deeper. It's your initiation. And the problem is that we stopped having those initiations. No one teaches us that, yeah? So it's so beautiful you're here. You're gonna close your eyes and just, what if you tell yourself, actually, this is my doorway into something way deeper than I've ever experienced before, yeah? And think about it, right? In your first adolescence, your body changed without your conscious awareness. But now you're really awake to it. You have wisdom, you have experience, you have resources, yeah? You can claim your pleasure, you can claim your desire, and you can enjoy intimacy that actually really fulfills you. It's so possible for you. So I want, if you maybe close your eyes, yeah? And we can just imagine, yeah? Maybe lower your gaze, close your eyes, but imagine waking up in the morning and actually feeling good in your body. Not criticizing yourself, yeah, but feeling really alive in your body. Imagine feeling natural. Natural pull of desire, of pleasure, fully accepting your desire, your pleasure, and wanting to experience touch, wanting to experience connection, intimacy. And what kind of touch do you want to experience? What kind of intimacy really feels good for you? And how would it be if sex wasn't just something for your partner or something for younger people, but something that nourishes you, that fulfills you, something that gives you energy, fills you up with love, with energy, instead of draining you? Just imagine that. And I know that's possible. Yeah, that's totally possible for you. Yeah, just imagine for the first time in years feeling desirable, sensual. Yeah, not because someone tells you that you should, but because you feel it from inside. Really connect to that feeling from the inside. Sensual, sexy, erotic energy inside of you. And you start to experience, imagine experiencing pleasure in little things in life. Not just in sex, but actually pleasure of being in the physical body, pleasure of being alive. Like as you move, as you feel the wind, as you feel like walk on the sand or the snow. And imagine feeling really alive and feeling the pleasure of touch. And imagine taking lots of space, because especially right as we age, we start to take less space. We start to feel like, well, I'm not as attractive anymore, and we might collapse inside ourselves. So imagine taking space, all the space you want, yeah? Really being in your full self. And as we heard, that's what Faye was saying, yeah, being more fully herself. Imagine doing that, yeah? And stop worrying about what's wrong with you and start exploring what actually turns me on now, yeah? I'd love to see some comments from you. How is that imagining? Can you really imagine? Can you allow yourself to feel that pleasure is possible for you? And so the hidden reason we feel disconnected, we know it's possible, but we feel disconnected because desire doesn't just disappear, it actually gets buried. Yeah, under exhaustion, under stress, all the years of caregiving, looking after others, and thinking that our pleasure is not a priority, really putting our pleasure on the back burner. And I wonder if it's true for you. If your desire has died away, your pleasure has died away because you haven't actually paid attention to it. Yeah. And maybe you've tried to fix things, yeah? You've tried fixing things, lingerie, whatever else you've tried, and it hasn't worked. Yeah. You still might feel disconnected because you haven't connected to that energy inside of you. We've been looking for answers from the outside. We've been putting so much attention to the outside, how the outside world sees us, that we stopped feeling that sexual energy, erotic energy inside of us. Yeah. So again, let's flip the narrative. What if from now on you really start to focus on yourself, on what you need, what turns you on, how it feels inside, irrespective of what you look like, your shape, your size, yeah? Because when we think about what we look like, it's almost like we come out of our body and we see ourselves from the outside and we have this critical voice, yeah? Assessing us and telling us what's wrong with us. I wonder if you can notice, but that's from outside. So today, what if we flip the narrative and we really go inside and start to feel inside? And when I'm inside myself, it actually doesn't matter what I look like. Yeah, it's more important how it feels inside of my body. So I really invite you, and today we'll do a little practice of coming inside your body and feeling yourself from the inside. Yeah. And so the thing is, your libido isn't broken. It's waiting for you to reconnect. Yeah. And the thing is that also about desire, it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's energetic. Yeah. And it's connected to how connected you are to yourself. And if there is no desire, if you're in a relationship and you don't feel the desire, maybe there's emotional disconnect. And then when we have emotional disconnect, it's impossible for us to feel the desire. Yeah. So instead of trying to fix yourself, fix your desire, maybe what needs to happen, you need to reconnect with your partner. Yeah. You need to start to feel trusting and open, because if there's no emotional connection, our heart and our body closes down. And it's impossible for us to open our heart and body when we don't feel that we trust our partners, yeah? We don't feel cherished. How can we open our bodies if we don't feel cherished? It's impossible. So see if that's the case, yeah, then you actually need to focus on your relationship and see how can you create deeper emotional connection in your relationship so you feel safe, yeah? And then again, reclaiming your pleasure, your desire starts with reconnecting with you, coming home to your body, paying attention to yourself. Yeah. And also clearing past negative experiences. This is an important piece, that if we had past negative experiences, it's really difficult to feel pleasure on top of past negative experiences. So you might, after this session today, you might journal about what are the past negative experiences, intimacy experiences I had around my body, around my sexuality. And quite often it's not even our personal past negative sexual experiences, but what the society puts on us. Yeah. The society, all the messaging we get. Yeah. That the value of being young, right? We start to see beauty in young people rather than actually in mature women. And that affects us deeply. So it'll be nice if after this session, you can take a journal and just write down what actually affects me, what affects my attitude towards my sexuality, what affects how I feel inside myself. Is there that critical voice, yeah? That entity outside of me that tells me how I'm not looking good, yeah? How I'm getting too old, maybe, yeah? I'm not slim enough. I've got too many wrinkles. And notice how this is actually the voice outside. And the more we can start seeing that voice as something outside of us, the more we can shift it. Yeah. So after this session, if you take a journal and just, go for it, write about all the negative intimacy experiences you had in your life, and know that you actually need to find a way to come to peace with them. Yeah. We can't change them, but we don't need to let them keep on affecting us. Yeah. And we're going to do more on this in our session 3. And also what's important is to learn sacred sexuality practices. It's all about practicing. We can't expect ourselves to feel wonderful, deeply connected, and sexy if we actually put ourselves on the back burner. We never put our attention on how connected we are to our pleasure and sexuality. We need to practice. It's so important. And I'll share a little practice with you today. Yeah. Okay. And this, just notice if you're wondering about this, because this is how we stop ourselves. It's very important to know how we stop ourselves. And you might think like, is it too late for me? Huh? Can I really experience that? Yeah. Maybe you start to judge yourself, doubt yourself. Your situation is so different. Yeah. But yes, of course, you can experience more pleasure, because otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? If there was no voice inside of you saying that actually something more is possible, you wouldn't be here. You'd be accepting, okay, nothing more is possible, and you're not even interested. And it tells me that you're here, that you're interested in being here, that there's a part of that actually feels like, oh, something more is possible for me. Yeah. And it's not just possible, it's a natural part of our journey. It's really natural part to start having more fulfilling sexuality after midlife. It's a natural part of how we develop, because when we're younger, we pay attention to our kids, our career, our families, our partners, and we don't have space. We don't have as much space for ourselves. But now the children are growing up, there's much more space for us, focusing on us. So it's a natural progression, and we can get there together. So I'd love right now to take you into the pleasure activation practice. And I invite you maybe close your eyes, lower your gaze, connect into your body. And this is not about fixing anything. It's about really coming back to your body. So put one hand on your heart, maybe one hand on your belly. You can hug yourself. Taking a couple of deep breaths. home to yourself with your breath, you can say to yourself, I'm safe here right now. It's safe to come back to myself. It's safe to pay attention to me. And start to feel with your hands, feel the warmth of your body, the aliveness, the pleasure that's already inside of you. And see if you can breathe and maybe move a bit, move with your body. In whatever way your body wants to move, gentle, soft movements, so you can feel inside. Breathing, opening your throat. Expanding, breathing, noticing how does it feel to be you right now, noticing your sensations, your emotions. And then I invite you to say to yourself these phrases, and you can say your first name, and you can say, sorry if I haven't paid attention to you. Sorry if I have been judging you. Sorry I haven't been appreciating you for all you do for me. Connecting to your body and talking to your body, your physical body. Sorry to use you. Sorry for not feeling grateful to you. Sorry for not looking well after you. Hugging yourself, feeling yourself, and just saying this Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Feeling the deep gratitude to your body, to your physical body, to your sexuality. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Touching your body gently. You can even put your hands, hold your face. Use your hands and saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And then telling to your body, I want to know you. I want to listen to you. I want to feel the pleasure and joy of being alive. I want to enjoy tender and meaningful intimacy. I'm ready for it. It's my time. I'm not putting my happiness anymore on the back burner. I've given a lot to others, and now I want to give to myself. Look after myself. It's my time. It's time for me, for my happiness, my healing, my pleasure, my fulfillment. And see what else you need to say to yourself, to your body, to your sexuality. Whatever words come up. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And you can even say, I commit that this is the time for me. I commit to me. I choose me. And see how it feels, how it lands in your body. Are you willing to take that step and commit to your happiness, to your pleasure, to your fulfillment? It doesn't mean that you're going to be selfish and forget everyone else. You know that's not going to happen. But at least have a bit of space for yourself, committing to your own happiness. And slowly opening your eyes And if you have your journal nearby, you can write something in your journal. Yeah. What's opening up for you? And I see Jodie asking if this training for people with partners. It's not just for people with partners. Our connection to our body, yeah, how we are inside of ourselves is so important. Yeah. So it's for both partnered people and not partnered women. And I'll just, you can journal a little bit about how was that commitment. And I'll just play this video, and this is a younger woman, but this is to give you hope that even if you had past negative experiences, it's actually possible to change the narrative. It's possible to experience deeper intimacy and not let those past negative experiences affect you in the present and in the future. And it's really important. Yeah. So when you listen to her, if you can really take it in, it's possible for me. Yeah, it's really possible.
I'm really happy that we've been having intimacy again, because we were pretty much lacking for the beginning of the course. We didn't have intimacy for many months. I felt maybe my heart soften a little bit. Also wanting to practice being in my body intimacy as well. Feel that desire coming back. So there's more connection there than was there before. It is really big. I'm awakened more. More seeds have been planted for me. I understand now my own responsibility in it more clearly, as well as the way I've been asking for things from a very emotional place in a lot of my relationship, which I feel has caused a lot of disconnect. I feel it's a gift to understand that more clearly now. I do feel my heart open more. I feel my body open more. I feel my yoga practice change. I feel the way I navigate my communication change. So it's satisfying to do this work. It's not easy though. It's also honestly helped me process my sexual rape and my trauma. I could see any woman benefiting from this, any stage of navigation in their relationships or with themselves. I feel this is the part of our world that we're missing to be taught these things. Everything outside of our life stemming from here. Speaking more from my own experience of my trauma, I really don't think there are many places I ever felt in my life that I could come into be safe in this way. And I would just say to another woman, it is a safe space and it is expansive and it is difficult, but they're worthy of that. I wouldn't say that it took away from the experience at all. I think it was just as powerful, even in the Zoom setting. Sometimes for people, this is a scary place to navigate. Maybe it's hard for us to get us up and get dressed and go and be somewhere. It is just easier to just turn the laptop off and show up, and it's accessible in that sense. It's really good.
So yeah, and that's just kind of as you listen, right? As you listen to this woman talking about her experience, and that it was really difficult, right? She had really traumatic events in the past, and still it's possible, yeah? So whenever you're at in your journey, and I see George, your comments there, whenever you're at in your journey, it is possible for you, yeah? And the more we start connecting to our bodies, the more we can open up. And the more we can start feeling safe inside of ourselves, the more we can open up our hearts, our whole being, and invite a partner into our life if we don't have a current partner that we're happy with, if we're single. So it's all about how can I feel safe in myself, feel at home in my body, and then become an invitation for love. Yeah, that I can create a new experience of life for myself. And it doesn't matter how old we are. It's all possible, yeah. And so this is how we can stay stuck, yeah, where we're at. We might think like, my desire is just gone, yeah. And again, desire doesn't disappear, it evolves. So you just need to learn how to access it in a different way. Then some women feel like, I don't feel anything. There's no desire, no passion. I feel numb. And the thing is, feeling numb is normal. It just means that your body is waiting to wake up, waiting to feel safe. Because once we start feeling safe, then we start feeling more. Yeah. And the numbness comes when we had overwhelming experiences. So we numb ourselves to survive, yeah, to keep on going. So it's okay if you feel numb, that if you don't feel anything, what's important is actually find a place where you can safely start opening up. Yeah, where you safely can start turn towards those parts that you had to numb out. And it's possible. And I know we can't do it by ourselves, yeah? And that's why I really love group work and working with women, because we just can't let go of all the shame and unsafety and guilt by ourselves. It's not possible, yeah? And the other comment I often hear is like, what if my partner is not on board? Yeah, what if they don't want to do anything? And the thing is, the journey starts with you, because when you shift, everything shifts. And then, like, do you want to stay stuck, right? And kind of, in a way, it becomes blaming our partners that they're not doing it for me, and then I'm not going to do it for myself. What's really important here is that I claim my power. I connect deeply to myself. I connect deeply to my pleasure. I open my heart to love. And then I invite my partner into that space with me. And if my partner is not responding, then I really need to question, is it the right relationship for me? Yeah. But actually, first, I need to fully open up and soften and invite them into a loving space with me and see if they respond. And the thing is, so often they respond. They respond so well. But if we stay in that blame, they need to do it. Yeah, they need to change themselves. And only then I can open up. Only then I can soften up. Then we stay stuck. And we keep on living unsatisfying life. And we don't have time to lose, right? Time goes. That's what, like, now I realize time goes so fast. So what if today you decide this is the day where I commit to myself, to my pleasure, to my happiness, and I'm going to do everything that I can to bring that into my life, and I stop blaming. I commit to myself, to my pleasure, to opening my heart to love, and then see what happens. Because the thing is, if you really start to feel that pleasure and love and openness in your body, your life is going to be so much pleasurable. It doesn't matter if your partner responds or not. You're going to be so much happier, so much more fulfilled. You will have so many more people around you, because once we open our hearts, our whole being to love, people just, they come to it. Yeah, people want happy people around them. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So the journey starts with you. This is so important. And your body is wired for pleasure. Your desire is still there. You just need to reclaim it. And so in our next conversation, we're going to talk about the myths that stop us from feeling that sexual desire, from feeling beautiful in our own skin. So we'll learn the 7 myths that shaped our experience of sex, of intimacy, of desire, without even realizing it. We also talk about why these myths make you feel disconnected, why the shoulds make you feel disconnected, and we also talk about the truth about female sexuality. When we let go of the myths, what's actually true. And also we'll talk about how to start shifting your mindset and body to pleasure. So pleasure becomes effortless. So pleasure becomes exciting. And so this is where we start rewriting our story, understanding what's blocking your pleasure and how can you open up to more connection, to more love, to more fulfillment. And training 2 is going to happen on Wednesday in Pacific time and on Thursday, New Zealand time, at this same time as we did it today, on this same link. And the thing is, this is bigger than just us, yeah? This is kind of a revolution. And every time a woman reclaims her pleasure, she gives permission to every other woman around her to do the same. And so this is not just your journey. There is a ripple effect that can happen. I know your daughters, your friends, your sisters, your girlfriends, the women in your life, they'll be watching you and they will start feeling it too. The more you allow yourself to connect to yourself, to feel your pleasure, to open up your heart, to experience deeply connected intimacy, the more you're going to invite other women around you into that same space. And I've just done a workshop on Sunday, in-person workshop for women. And it was so beautiful to see how once one woman finds her radiance, connects to that beauty inside, every woman starts to see it and we start to resonate. It starts to become so much easier to allow ourselves to be our bigger self, bigger version of who we are, to bring more of ourselves into life. And I know, because when women reclaim their bodies, their desires, their pleasure, that's how we change the world, one woman at a time. Then our children are happy, our families are happy, everyone around us is happier. So my invitation for you is, don't just do this for yourself. Do it for every other woman around you. Do it for your daughters. Do it for your sisters. Because you're going to teach them so much. And I really invite you, if you feel called, if you can share this training and really share that commitment to your pleasure, commitment to yourself. Maybe today you can find one woman and you can talk to them. You can ask them what brings them pleasure. Are they paying attention to what feels good to them? And You can challenge them, yeah? You can ask them, what if today you do something that feels good for you? What if now is the time for you? And I'll see you all. I'll see you in Facebook group. I hope you're all in the Facebook group, and I'm going to put the recording in the Facebook group. You can ask your questions, and that's why in Facebook group you can really comment. You can share with each other. You can support each other in the Facebook group. And then I'm going to see you Wednesday or Thursday New Zealand time. Same there, we're going to discover about the 7 myths. Yeah. So big warm hug. I hope to see you in the next training. And please do come on Facebook group. Please do comment on this video and support each other. Big hug. Bye.